Hi everybody, this week we are going to talk about marketing, community relations, and advocacy, and there is no companion textbook chapter for this topic. So for each of the three topics this week, I have a page of links in the module. So on the marketing page, there's a link to the Public Library Association, webinars, documents, book lists. They have all kinds of information about library marketing and about the idea of marketing the library's services, their programs, their technology, the facility itself. Maybe the library is a warming center or has meeting spaces. My library likes to think of our facility as the community's living room, so that's how we focus on the library or market the library as space. Comfort is one of our values here at the library, at the Plymouth Library. So that focuses on the space. And of course, how we market our collections, and also the services the library offers to its community. Marketing the library staff as a service is important. We'll talk about the Harwood Institute on the next slide, and that goes hand in hand. The idea of what we can offer that the community needs that isn't offered elsewhere. One of my marketing pet peeves is the idea of calling things free. Libraries are not free. The programs we offer are not free. Our services as staff are not free. The public paid for them. And it's important to remind people that their tax dollars are what cover all of these services. There's no added fee to come to programs or check things out. But when we call things free and then we try to pass a millage and people are like, wait a minute, why are you asking me for money? You said everything was free. We always want to remind people that they paid for those services. We have what we have and we offer what we offer because of the tax dollars that we take in from our community. So just phrasing things in our marketing materials in ways that don't say, come to a free program or, watch streaming movies for free or whatever. It's not free, and the library paid for it. We want to remind people as often as possible, without being obnoxious about it, that the services and everything that we have is only available because of the tax dollars that we receive. Another marketing idea, my director loves the idea of library t-shirts, like logo t-shirts that say Plymouth District Library on them, because it turns patrons into walking billboards, right? They're out and about in the community wearing a Plymouth District Library t-shirt, and it reminds other people who see them about the library, that the library's a thing, and maybe they'll ask, hey, where'd you get the t-shirt? And they'll start talking about the library. How cool is this idea? So community relations and community engagement. Let me talk about the Harwood Institute. I was lucky enough several years ago to attend an extensive training from the Harwood Institute, and it included their big concept of turning outward. There are links in the module to the Harwood Institute and various webinars and whatnot about this turning outward idea. The idea is that rather than libraries going into the community and saying, here's the stuff we have and here's what we can do for you, the idea is to turn outward and listen to community groups and find out what's missing in the community. What is no one providing? There's a lot of redundancy among different institutions and the services that they offer in a community. And so for the library to say, we have programs on this and we have meeting spaces on that, we do, and we want to market those resources, of course, but the idea of turning outward is to go to community, have community conversations, and listen. What we really need are free lunches in the summer when kids are not in school. That's become a popular thing. A lot of libraries, especially in urban areas, have free lunch programs, funded by grants or by the state or, different sources that fund it, but the library has the space to offer this service. It's not thought of as traditionally a library service, but if they have the space and they have the staff and the kids are coming to the library anyway, why not turn the library into the free summer lunch place for the summer? That's just one idea. In the social issues module, we talked about mobile shower units and things like that. Again, not a traditional library service, but if people in need of those services are coming to the library, why not offer those services at the library? Turning Outward recognizes what's missing in the community that maybe no one's offering, no one ever considered that the library could offer it, but they can. So take a look at the Harwood Institute and the Turning Outward resources in the module. This is a really kind of a neat idea and a different way of thinking about relating to the community and engaging with the community where they are and for the needs that they have. Advocacy is something that the state library associations and the ALA provide. They do legislative advocacy, they do funding advocacy, they help libraries in all kinds of ways and advocate for the services that we have and the funding that we need, the staffing that we need, all of those kinds of things. Everylibrary.org is an advocacy organization, and they can help with all kinds of library challenges and issues that may come up. Friends of Michigan Libraries is another advocacy group. And I want to talk about how advocacy is everyone's job. Everyone on staff, no matter what level of service that they offer. I'm even going to include volunteers in this category, because when we are out and about in the community and a neighbor says, oh hey, you work at the library, what's up with this new millage campaign? Or I saw in the newsletter that they're having this program, tell me more about that. Everyone doesn't have to know the ins and the outs of, administration and all the nitty-gritty about how the library is run. But everyone needs to have a general understanding of what's going on at the library so that they can talk about it and they can share it and they can say, I don't know the details of this program, but I can tell you who to contact for more information, or I can tell you that it's posted on the library's website, where to go to get that information. Elevator speeches are the kind of thing when someone says to you, aren't libraries obsolete? Haven't librarians been replaced by Google, right? You want to have sort of, not a speech, not a word for word, memorized speech, but some basic concepts that you can share with people about your library and about libraries in general. What kinds of things are important at your local library or in your job that you want people to understand, that maybe they didn't know that libraries have those things, or just because it's not important to that person, they can now see what demographics need those services, and sort of get on board with why the library exists and why it's important. So I've linked in the module some YouTube videos about elevator speeches. There's also a document that goes over how to write an elevator speech, and it's just like, pick 3 things about public library service that are important to you that you would want to share if someone said, haven't librarians been replaced by Google? Well, no, and here's why. So that is advocacy. There's all kinds of groups that do advocacy on our behalf, both locally and at the state and the national level. Here is just a basic list of some ideas for outreach services and programs that we could take into the community. School visits, we go to open houses, parent-teacher conferences, we introduce our summer reading program at the schools, and I put here, don't forget private and charter schools. We also go to the local, Catholic school and the local charter schools to include them in our services. Community groups, the Lions Club, the Kiwanis, the Rotary, United Way, the Literacy Council, Salvation Army. These are all community groups that serve our communities that we can partner with in different ways. Home delivery services, our outreach services, bookmobiles. Maybe there's prison outreach that you can do from your library. Deposit collections, little free libraries, deposit collections at the prisons or in waiting rooms in your community so that people can, pick up a paperback book and start reading while they're in a waiting room, get hooked on the book, and take it with them. It has the library sticker on it. Maybe they return it, maybe they don't. It doesn't matter. My library uses donations for that purpose, and we put our Plymouth District Library sticker on them. We put them in waiting rooms around the community. You know, the laundromat. While you're sitting there doing your laundry, you can start reading a book. Take it with you. We don't even ever need them returned. Born to Read bags is something my library does. If you have a new baby, you come and you ask for one of these Born to Read bags, and it's filled with parenting information and information about the collections and parenting services and story times and things like that that we offer at the library and that our community partners offer as well. You can do outreach at the farmers market. You can offer story times at the farmers market. We hold free comic book day at our farmers market. I think it's in May every year, and so we just have a booth at the farmers market and we give out free comic books that day. We do library card sign up day at the farmers market. You can also do outreach services and offer programs at cultural centers, houses of worship, any kind of community institution where people in your community go. Whatever's important to your community and the places that they go, you can reach out, create these partnerships. They market for you, you market for them. We allow all of these places to use our meeting rooms. The Literacy Council holds English language learning programs at our library. We have a librarian who is a board member on the Literacy Council. So a lot of these things go both ways. We reach out to them. They tell us, sort of like the turning outward idea, what's missing in the community and what the community needs, and we provide some of those services. So outreach can be super fun. It's actually one of my more favorite things to do. It gets you out of the building, into the community. People start to recognize you. It's a great way to meet people, and they get to know what's at the library and who's at the library so that you're a friendly face. So in conclusion, there are a lot of marketing resources online that are specific to libraries. We talked about the Harwood Institute's turning outward approach for community engagement. There are lots of library advocacy groups, but advocacy is everyone's job. Elevator speeches prepare us to advocate for libraries, and outreach encourages community partnerships and brings library services into the community. Have a great week, everybody.